What's good, everybody? AB Media 83 here, and welcome to the Colosseum special. The title is, as it says, yes, January 6th did happen. Yes, a bunch of drunken idiots stormed the Capitol and caused an insurrection. Yes, that happened. There's no denying that. There's no denying that some of them wanted to allegedly lynch Mike Pence. Nobody's denying that. Nobody's denying that they spread feces all throughout the Capitol. Nobody's denying that either. Like I said, a bunch of drunken idiots. In fact, somebody put it, I can't find a clip, but somebody put a clip of, Birth of a Nation, and it showed what would happen if all the Negroes got in office on their feet up on the chair, and then they displayed January 6th. Not much difference. But yeah, I'm not here to defend the January 6ers. With that being said, y'all still lost to Donald Trump. And I am particularly talking to the ButtHurt Brain Trust. Yeah, I'm particularly talking to the ButtHurt Brain Trust. And I know you knuckleheads are watching. And don't think I haven't noticed your little, what did you call them? What did they call them? Oh, yeah, low information exhibits. The majority of these videos and the majority of their exhibits came from my channel. Don't believe me? Well, let's take a look. Shall we? Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. So, about to share my screen, and we're going to take a look at the ButtHurt Brain Trust YouTube channel. And you see all these little low information videos that they've been releasing? Low information videos. Let's look at Exhibit B.
The cabinet's looking like, oh, BJ, what do you think about the fact that everybody, black people, some black dem folks are trying to cry? There's no black people in the cabinet.
And
it's the fact that the
yes, that's me.
Matter that,
and this is actually off of Art Install's channel.
A black man's not supposed to be smart enough to make a decision for themselves.
But any black person going to put on there, most likely it's going to be a coon anyway. So
yeah, and you know what they keep saying too? They keep saying Tim Scott was caping for Trump, and looky, I said Tim Scott is the head of the Senate election committee now. Tim Scott is, Byron.
Yeah.
That Byron, he doesn't have a job. Byron will be all right. He's a young dude.
Yes, he does.
But yeah, he's in Congress. He's gonna be on TV like crazy.
Yeah,
this is their so-called content that they've been releasing the last few months. Let's go to. Oh, you don't believe me? Let's go to exhibit. Let's see. There's so many exhibits. Many of them from my channel. Oh yeah, Exhibit C.
For us.
By the way, does that logo look familiar to y'all? Logo look familiar to anybody? Anyway.
Basically, thank you, Art. Man, oh my God. And that was a sick, and it's still a sick display of just pandering and
Oh, that's not the ButtHurt Brain Trust talking. We're gonna get to them in a minute, but this is a clip from my stream. A stream I put on.
obfuscating and
Yep.
and whining for something that basically, I'm just gonna be blunt. It's time for it to go. You need to take one word, 3 letters out of the equation. You take sex out, and you'll equal the playing field of the law and those rules. And then we can start from scratch. Until then, I don't want to hear about none of that crying and whining that she doing. And she represent my state. That's what's so bad.
Yep, Jasmine Crockett is from the state of Texas. AL's not wrong about that. I don't understand why that's considered low information, but the ButtHurt Brain Trust considered that low information. Okay.
DEIs, they benefit white women more than anybody else. So,
and that's Brother Art Newstall.
Yeah.
And I don't know why she doesn't say that.
She's a pretty face that the Democrats display out to try to get black simps and other simps to simp for the Democrat Party. That's all. That's the only use Jasmine Crockett has. It is what it is. But let's look at another one. And by the way, there's no commentary on these. It's just them taking clips out of mostly my streams and calling it low information.
And you going and reflecting, he's sitting there pulling, well, this is how I let you
Notice the logo?
work. Well, I'm gonna say this and I'm done. Nate Silver already ran that play when Trump won the first time. Y'all can't keep, this is the third time he ran. Y'all cannot keep running that, but we just don't understand how Trump affects politics play. So yeah, Chink is well within his rights to embarrass him like this, but and then he's like, you're disrespecting me, aka you're hurting my brand.
What's going on, James S? This has been a long time coming. A long time coming. Now I know what you're thinking. Why am I playing a clip from my stream? Well, actually, this is not on my channel. This is on the ButtHurt Brain Trust's channel. And there are more than 10 of these. And the majority of them have come from my streams, have came off of my content. So today, I'm in a real petty mood, and turnabout is fair play. Oh, and don't worry, ButtHurt Brain Trust. You're going to hear your pathetic selves in a minute or two. But let's look at some of the other so-called low information exhibits that y'all have put out. Is this the one I think it is?
The so-called stewards of black leadership, which really have been the most incompetent and ineffective leadership that we have ever had as black people. I want to make that very clear. The present day leadership apparatus that black people currently have has been the most incompetent, feckless, inept.
Notice the AB logo on the side. They're just taking the majority of their videos have just been them just taking clips from me, Art Newstall, and BGS and putting them in low information, entitled them low information exhibits. That's been their content for the last few months. Amazingly, they did make some original content that I'm going to get to in a little bit. Hence the name of the title. Yes, January 6th did happen. Yes, they were a bunch of knuckleheads. But somehow, some way, y'all still lost to Trump anyway. And you need to get over that. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. To put the link in that one. There we go. If I want to come up and join me, you can do so now. Or if you want to rebut, you do that too. I don't give a shit. But anyway, But yeah, a lot of low information videos. Yep, that's from my stream too. Invited to the inauguration. We have to now in this little clip. I'm talking about the Mississippi Valley marching band who was invited to the White House, and they didn't like that either. To talk about Mississippi Valley, Mississippi Valley State, I believe is the name of it. And now, why are we talking about Mississippi Valley State? Well, they have been invited to the inauguration. Now, because the band has been invited to the inauguration. Now, because the band has been invited to the inauguration, um, the gynocracy doesn't like that very much for
That's
some odd
interesting.
reason. And part of the argument is because they have that GoFundMe, and people were asking, well, how come the Trump administration can't pay for it? Well, first of all,
It's
I have a
only
better question. Why isn't the school paying for it? Hey, what's going on, James?
What's up, baby? You know what kills me?
This is a long time coming. I've been letting it slide, but then they release this January 6th bullshit. I was like, you know what? It's time to be petty. So go ahead.
I'm gonna be petty. For all you motherfucking Democrats, excuse my language, you are upset that a black marching band has been awarded the opportunity
Yes.
to participate in the inauguration. Where were they when Clinton won his presidency? Barack
Nope.
won his presidency. Biden, if you don't vote for me, right?
You ain't black.
You ain't black.
Mm-hmm.
Where was all this? But all of a sudden, the same man that y'all hate says he's racist, but has how many clemencies? How many pardons?
Mm-hmm.
Kodak Black and Lil Wayne and a couple
Yep.
other brothers. Well, all of a sudden now he's
What was the Democrat? I think he's the mayor of Detroit.
Kwame Kilpatrick.
Yeah.
Like, and this in the Black Brain Trust, I said it in the comments. I'll say it publicly. There are plenty of mental institutions that are available. You should voluntarily walk yourself in.
Yeah.
Because at
Pretty
this
much.
point, it's just getting crazy. It's getting crazy.
But yeah, this is off their channel.
Yeah. I've
Playing
been
my
following them.
clips. I've been letting it slide for a minute, and I've been ignoring it. But then they were crying about January 6th today, and I'm like,
Maybe I'll say this. I've never seen a bunch of overseers this radical in my life within the Democratic Party.
Yeah. I actually they're worse than some of the Democrats because, quite frankly, I've been playing a lot of Democrats who sound like me now. They're tired of the shit too.
Yeah.
Remember, Lindy Lee's been making the round. That Asian lady,
and many others. Even Bill Maher, who I think can be extreme at times, has
yes.
even commented that the Democratic left is extreme. The fact, maybe, like I said, I went to Kennedy's campaign when he was running as a Democrat
Okay.
and had discussions in Massachusetts and saw a drastic difference between this crazy, radical Democratic left compared to your conventional, moderate left that are under the true tradition of democratic values.
Yes.
And they don't want no, I said it, I saw it then, I'll say it again. They don't want no parts of this.
Yeah. Same with Tulsi Gabbard. I was always a fan of Tulsi.
Because this is an asylum home.
Yeah, it is. But let me get to the main course. I believe it's their last video. Yes, it is. Let's go on. And like I said, this is a petty stream, so I am going to speed this up a little bit. Let's see. Let's go for 1.25 for now. I might speed up even more because they're annoying.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Black Brain Trust. This is episode 916, Black Politics. Please hit the like button, come in, share the video if possible, and hit that notification bell so you get all the updates from the Black Brain Trust. I'm here with my co-facilitators, the Golden 11, Renaissance Man, and MOT.
Three Stooges in the pod? Okay.
Going out.
Nothing much. We're at the anniversary for January 6th. January 6th being the day of the electoral certification process. Where the first time ever in American history we had an insurrection, the ability or the attempt to stop the electoral certification process.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I'm not denying that. By definition, it was an insurrection. They stormed the Capitol during in the middle of a procedure. By definition, it was an insurrection. And somehow, James, some way, they still found a way to lose. They still found a way to lose Donald Trump 5 years later. Oops.
Hey, I'll add some. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Evie. I was going to add something to it.
No, go ahead.
Is it me, or is it finally documents are being revealed that there were what do you call it, informants in the crowd that were also participating to encourage this resurrection? But we have no documentation of who these individuals are.
Oh yeah, weren't there 20 FBI? Oops, did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
20 FBI agents that were in the midst of the January 6th protesters.
Yeah, and didn't Nancy Pelosi deny the National Guard to be participant?
Yep. Yes,
All
she
right.
did.
All right. Go ahead.
And full disclosure, as I said a bit on the screen, I never denied there were a bunch of drunken fucking idiots.
Mm-hmm.
I also never denied that some of them wanted to allegedly lynch Mike Pence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the problem with crying about that is Mike Pence still ran in the Republican primary, still had a chance for a Republican primary, and, well, we didn't go too far.
Nope.
So, there you go. And actually, I saw that coming because he wanted to run on a national abortion ban.
Yeah.
Which quiet as kept, nobody wants. Republicans don't want it, Democrats don't want it. Nobody wants that. It's too much of a headache.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it went back to the states. Now, funny story, then we'll get back to these knuckleheads. Funny story. I live in Indiana.
Yes, you do.
And Indiana has an abortion ban. But that's not even the funny part. The funny part is two candidates ran on lifting that abortion ban.
Mm-hmm.
One was a black lady running for Senate. Her name escapes me right now. And a white lady running for governor. Guess what happened to them on election day?
Finito.
Yeah, they lost.
What should we say?
I did, in full disclosure, I did vote for the black lady because, quite frankly, she was an improvement to compared to what Democrats had been running. But she still lost.
Mm-hmm.
And the white lady lost, and we have a new Republican governor.
Mm-hmm.
Go figure. But anyway.
And as Trump was transitioning from president to president-elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as VP. This happened in 2021, and it was a ground-shaking event. A lot of people were impacted by this. Actually, the whole country was impacted by this, and I think that there was a lot of...
Funny story. Right before they stormed the procession, I actually had turned because I was watching it live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, them codifying Biden. Yep. I just turned it off, and I could hear him in the background, and I was just like, and I was tired. I was just like, nah, it ain't that crazy. Then I went to sleep, woke up a little bit later, and then I was like, oh shit, they really did interrupt everything. I was like, okay.
Lessons learned from this. As Joe Biden, the Biden administration transitions out this time around, we're seeing a somewhat peaceful transfer of power take place here. Renaissance Man, what's your take on January 6th from over the years, or from that tragic event, but over time? What's been your understanding of what has happened on that day?
I'd say more every time it comes up. It's more amazement, especially this year. Will be amazing that the person who facilitated it, allegedly, is being certified as the election winner.
Whose fault is that?
You ever heard of Stockholm syndrome?
Oh, don't get me started because you call me low information all you want. This low information voter actually reads history, and the Democrat Party was started by a slave owner, ironically.
Yes.
Named Andrew Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Didn't he try to take over?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, he allowed the Southerners and Florida to go down there and feed our babies to alligators too.
Mm-hmm.
So
you want to talk about fascism? There you go.
That's the other thing that drives me crazy, James. When people was like, Trump's a racist. Name one president that wasn't. In fact, I was talking with Louis behind the scenes. I was like, I'll take it a step further. If I was going to look at, let's say everything they said about Trump everything Trump done that was racist is true, which some of it isn't. But let's say all of it was true. Even if all of that was true, I still can't put him in the top 20 most racist presidents we ever had.
No, nowhere near.
It's virtually impossible
nowhere
to
near.
put him in the top 10.
I mean, what policies has he signed that directly had great impact to the African American community?
The First Step Act. Oops.
Oh no.
First Step Act.
Oh, they thought it was negative.
Yep.
Yeah, we low information. Yeah, y'all here.
Yeah, but let me finish my thought though. It's impossible to put him in the top 10 most racist presidents we ever had. 10 of your first 12 U.S. presidents were slave owners.
Stone cold.
Do I need to talk about who had the first black child? It was probably George Washington, actually.
Missing teeth and all.
Yeah. If you read about what he was doing when he died, he was chasing down a female slave. Gee, I wonder why.
Or ripping slaves' teeth to place heads.
Yep. If I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere that he had his first slave at like 13.
Oh man.
So there you go.
So for me, I actually remember where I was when it happened. I was sitting, because this was still in the middle of COVID. So I remember where I was sitting there watching TV and kind of in disbelief. This had happened, like a lot of people, but then kind of not surprised. So for me, it's just kind of like, I guess you could say it's one of those instances where kind of you've hit a new paradigm, represents a paradigm shift in American society. You never thought you'd see an attack on the Capitol and then people trying to walk it back, 4 or 5 years later, trying to downplay what it was. People talking about going out.
I ain't downplaying shit. They went in there and shit and literally shit it in people's offices. I ain't downplaying that. That's some nasty shit. Why do you think I call them drunken idiots? Anyway.
After the actual committee that tried to investigate. So for me, it just kind of represents a true shift in American politics.
Nick on 11.
Yes, gator bait.
I guess he's still muted.
MOT, what's your thoughts on?
I'm sorry, Mike. I was there. I'm sorry. I was muted. I didn't know.
Hey, what's going on, Emer?
Do you want me to continue to answer? Or you want to go to MOT?
We're going over the ButtHurt Brain Trust video because they actually decided to release some real content today. But
about January 6th?
Yes. But this has been I saw this today. I was like, you know what? It's time to unleash the petty bone. Gemini is in my moon though, so
what else is new?
Yeah, this is the evil twin coming out.
Go right ahead.
Oh yeah. Well, I thought this was
old fool.
After the insurrection, this was an insurrection, and now you have this same individual being inaugurated.
Whose fault is that, dummy? You old fool. Yeah, Nagona, I hope you're listening. I'm talking to you, you old fool. I said what I said to you, and I meant it.
And bringing those insurrectionist types of I don't know, feeling same types of people coming in this time around. I think it's it's a bit unsettling, but this is something new in our American.
Well, you should have thought about that before you nominated a dementia patient and an incompetent AKA who slept her way to the top. Maybe you should have thought about that before you put those in front of the American people and ask for them to vote for them. Just saying. Oh, by the way, I already stated, Namer, I am not defending the knuckleheads who went down to January 6th. The drunken idiots that went down to January 6th and caused all that madness.
They deserve to be. They should be incarcerated. They should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Yeah, well, some of them might get pardoned.
History is
well,
so this is
you don't know.
This is
because
we don't know yet because he hasn't been in office.
Different game, people wanted this individual back in, so here he is. But I certainly find this a new chapter in American history, and what does this mean for what's going to be going forward is very difficult to say, Mike. But I would say that this is definitely a new chapter we're opening here.
MOT.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's just the end of an era where civilized politics. And at the end of the day, we don't even need to be talking to these people about nothing because they won. And it's time for them to get out there and organize now that they have one. And they don't really need to be coming back 4 years later trying to pretend that they're going to be asking the Democrats for something. I mean, it's just...
Never said I was going to do that. By the way, I have 8 watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit my Cash App. Support the show. Hit the Super Chat. Support the show. Support petty taxes in effect.
At the end of the day, once he gets inaugurated again, it's such a slap in the face for the idea of law, the idea.
No, a slap in the face is nominating a incompetent AKA that stepped away to the top. That's a slap in the face.
Of justice. It was more than anything.
Go ahead, James.
I was just saying, it just kills me how these people talk about slap in the face when you can clearly see what the Biden administration has done is beyond slapping.
Yes.
The amount of money, the amount of disrespect to working class Americans, like the socialization of migrants on a free tab and say, y'all are all right. Groceries ain't that, huh? You can't. You're rent. I saw a stat that this is, I think, the first time in U.S. history where you have rents and mortgages, home ownership, at record highs, and both parties are actually struggling to maintain.
That's insane.
It is. And watch, you're gonna try to blame it all on Trump too.
Oh yeah, it's Trump's fault.
Can we say that the old fart self-sabotage as well?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember,
When we say old farts, we're talking about both sides. I don't discriminate over here.
Yeah, but the old fart in chief, in particular.
Which one?
The one who's right now currently holding the Oval Office.
He's petty. He's petty. All of a sudden now he can remember. Oh yeah, we blocking this.
This is an old. He understands because first of all, you think him and Trump would sit down? No, they would probably throw down. They would probably throw down if they had a chance. But what I'm going to say is, keep in mind, and I remember Mr. Z mentioned what's his name. Jason Black had mentioned this.
Okay.
Her nomination was set up for failure right from the get-go.
Pretty much.
That's a theory. So, because like what they say is like, at least we gave we gave a black woman a try. Now shut the fuck up about it. And she was the perfect candidate for failure.
Pretty much.
Hands down.
Without question. Let's continue.
Anything else? It was the judiciary that prevented due process. There was no way that he was supposed to play all these cases off against each other, and he had a lot of help.
It's not his fault these people didn't have any cases. I mean, seriously.
It's Jermaine's fault.
Yeah. And actually, I'm glad you said that because I actually had that on mine.
I'm glad I'm Tito. And for once, it wasn't Tito.
Yeah, a lot of
For
people
once,
did
Tito
not
had nothing to
recuse
do with this.
themselves from the actual trials or anything else, and it's just that a lot of stuff went wrong on that day. There was no military response because there was supposed to have been a military response.
Oh, hold on, wait. Let's stop there for a minute. Whose fault is that? Trump offered the military assistance before that day even happened.
And who
But
has
nobody
dirt?
but nobody wants to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that.
No, they don't. And who has full authority, AB, of the
He
National Guard?
specifically asked Nancy Pelosi, "Do you want the extra protection?" Anyway,
I know what those plans look like, and none of it happened. So we're just in a different era where we just don't have to keep trying to play nice with people, because at the end of the day, he was not trying to get Democrats to cross over. He was trying to get his people out. So all of this stuff about being middle of the road and all that stuff, yeah, man, all that stuff's dead now. So, and this marks the end of that era where you could think you could be bipartisan. So that's where we're at.
really?
Okay.
Is that why Tulsi Gabbard's going to be head of intelligence? If I'm not mistaken.
You think Miss Lee gonna stick around? She going straight to. She gonna help them.
She's
Republican
already
Party.
helping them. From what I heard, she's already helping them.
Mm-hmm.
RFK is going to be your health. Hopefully, it'll be your health secretary. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, but we don't got obesity. We don't got food chemicals. He's a nut.
Well, guess we're about to find out.
You were gonna say something to go?
No, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Well, the thing here is, for me, this guy swore an oath in 2017 when Obama did the peaceful transfer of power to him, that he would uphold, the protection of the state from foreign and domestic actors, right? I'm just paraphrasing the oath.
Who's the president right now? Oh, right, Joe Biden. Technically, he still did it. You may not like the way he did it, but he still did it.
Can I play devil's advocate here?
The funny thing here is,
go ahead.
I remember when Trump got elected, there's a conservative pundit and author named David K. Johnston. Now, he admits he's a registered Republican, and he talks about how it's fun just watching the Republicans with their shenanigans. And he did predict that if Trump were to lose the 2020 elections, a guy of his demeanor is not going to have a peaceful transition. He's going to make a big stick about it. He's going to say, because remember, Trump was throughout that campaign was talking about it's going to be rigged if we lose. The whole stop the steal. He was priming people. Let's not forget that. We got to be honest. We got to tell the truth here. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil here.
Yep.
So we understand both sides of this shit. Nobody's hands are clean.
And the Democrats had an opportunity to prosecute him and charge him on this, but they dropped the ball and ended up losing to him anyway.
And it's all political theater. And it's
they
all
got
political
their ass
theater.
whooped.
And it's all
pretty much.
And let's not forget, it was one of the late elders, God rest his soul, or Dick Gregory talked about. This is all a game to these motherfuckers. It's political theater. We're all caught up in the political theater.
Yep.
Is that he reneged on his commitments here. And people are acting as if this never happened. And if it did happen, you can't hold him accountable. But when you look at the 14th Amendment, Section 3, let me just read it really quickly. The 14th Amendment, equal protection and other rights. Section 3, disqualification from holding office. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who have previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may be able to vote of 2/3 of each house to remove such disability.
And they didn't do that. knucklehead. Not only did they didn't do that, they didn't charge him at all. That's why when knuckleheads like in Colorado tried to take him off the ballot, and it went to the Supreme Court, didn't happen.
No, hell no. Well, what kills me, just like when they tried to say Trump with the whole with the files, right? They took it to the Supreme Court and they said no, presidents do have immunity.
Yep.
There's certain things I don't understand why they bring these conversations. If you allow one thing to crack open on the executive branch, that opens the floodgates for past presidents, prior president, and
I'm so
future.
glad you said that. I've been trying to tell knuckleheads like this for years. Y'all do know you're opening up Pandora's box, right? Don't get mad if they go after they find a reason to go after Obama, and you know the Republicans are petty enough to do it, whether it's legitimate or not.
Yeah, are we gonna get mad when Obama said I put the hammer down in Afghanistan?
Nope.
Come on, man.
Not to mention Libya. Oops, did I say that out loud? That's why Hillary Clinton didn't win. Oops, did I say that out loud? I mean, I tried to tell them like y'all open the Pandora's box.
AB, you got an ad.
Go ahead.
AB Media is proudly sponsored by Petty Man Cologne. The ideal cologne.
Oh man.
Wait up. But the ideal cologne for you to get petty while getting your good stank on.
Oh,
Petty Man Cologne. Get petty and
speaking
stank
of
so good.
I'm glad you said that, Name. Speaking of being petty, this episode of the Colosseum special has been brought to you by Sweet Sassy Rollins ButtHurt Blue Soda. And yeah, that's some nasty ass shit. Like, share, subscribe, hit my Cash App, support the show, hit the super chat, support the show. Are you not entertained? Oh, and for some odd reason, the Christmas sale is still going on. Sweet Sassy Rollins Christmas sale. You get 3 cans of Sweet Sassy Rollins ButtHurt Blue Soda, 1 tall can of Shut Up Juice, and 1 tall bottle of Sweet Sassy Rollins Vote Blue Sauce.
Actually,
now with extra sassy Vote Blue Juice, all for the low price of $0, half off.
No, actually, that Christmas sale should be going until the 7th because January 7th is Orthodox Christmas, so they do have an Orthodox customer base to cater to as well.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm Orthodox, remember?
Okay, fair enough.
Amendment 14, Section 3.1, overview of the insurrection clause. So,
real quickly,
we need to get also a red ass booty soda because the other side is going to be red ass, going to have a chapped ass about certain things. We got one side is butthurt about stuff about certain things. The other side is chapped ass red. You know what I'm saying? We need some ads.
I don't see how he's able to hold office this time around if that means he engaged in all of what the 14th Amendment Section 3 disqualification from holding office states. Renaissance man, what's your take on the 14th Amendment Section 3 and what I just read?
Yeah, it's it does. I mean, it sounds like it goes back to what they really define as an insurrection, and really the whole case against Trump that Jack Smith dropped about his role in it, and this goes back to kind of the failure of Merrick Garland and him dragging his feet in the name of I guess you could say in the name of trying to appear objective, not appear partisan, which is ironic because Trump coming back in has pretty much come in with the whole intent of basically trying to weaponize and politicize every agency to basically work for him. So in the end, it's still going to end up politicized. It's just a matter of
Oh, you mean how the Democrats completely politicized the justice system to try to throw Trump in jail? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, you thought we forgot? You thought we forgot about Fonnie Willis? Or what is BGS's favorite term for gorilla grip pussy?
Georgia.
Hold on, wait. Georgia. Georgia.
Is on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna do
Actually, they're supposed to elope. They're gonna meet up. No, not elope. Meet up in Mexico. The way things are looking.
And for the record, yes, I am musically trained.
But I think it goes back to, hey, you never really had the trial to really go and actually lay it out and actually be able to convict and really lay out the information on Jack Smith. That, you know, he's basically looking on how to bomb down the trial and drop the charges at this point. But I think if you could have actually gotten through that and actually progressed at a reasonable pace, then you could have looked at this and invoked this clause of the 14th Amendment. But at this point, it just looks like it's kind of out of reach at this point.
They're going 11. They're going, you're muted.
Come on, old man, say something.
Oh yeah, I was just saying they totally dropped the ball. McCarlin, the crew, they dropped the ball. They dropped it all the way. All right. 14th Amendment, Section 3, bottom line right there. They did not move. I don't think.
Really? They couldn't. Most honest Democrat lawyers came out and said that their cases were horseshit. And I'm talking about staunch Democrats came out and said that their cases against Trump, all them cases against Trump were horseshit.
It was political theater.
Judiciously forward to make this, to even bring this forward. They just didn't bring it forward. They didn't bring it forward. I mean, I have some stronger words to say about it, but I'm really not. I'm just going to say that this was not handled in a way that I believe it should have been, or many others believe that it should have been, and this is what you have. That's why I said we're opening up a new chapter here, which is very unsettling. But this is what we've got going on. Did they drop the ball? Totally. And I'm not going to say much else about it. That's just where we are right now.
MOT.
All right, so I have a different opinion on it. I don't think Merrick Garland dropped the ball at all. I think the Supreme Court is the one who dropped the ball with disallowing due process to go forward. The guy had
what due process?
Dates for court case. To allow this guy to play out one case against another, that's a judicial problem. This guy.
Yes, you're right. It is a judicial problem. They brought too many daggone cases because they were trying to get him off the ballot. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Should have went on trial for all those cases when they were set. There's no reason for him to not have done that. And the Supreme Court should
have. He did get convicted of 34 felonies. Did you leave that one out? And if I'm not mistaken, he is supposed to be sentenced in about 4 days, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Should have been somehow overridden.
And y'all still lost.
They didn't believe in the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment didn't say anything about trial, about conviction. It says participate in, which pretty much is preponderance of the evidence. He had federal charges. That case should have went first. But the Supreme Court purposefully waited all the way until the end to actually call the case and give the actual presidency powers he never had. And if you would have said this in law school, you never would have graduated. They would have thrown you out of law school. But this.
How would you know? You're not a lawyer. Just saying.
This is where we're at because we cannot punish the judiciary when they do something wrong. And this is where we are. I mean, dude, they can get rid of the 22nd Amendment.
Okay, I'm sorry. When Judge Judy, who is no fan of Trump, comes out and says, I wish they would have spent more money on making sure New York City was safe than the Trump trials. You know them trials were horse shit.
Amendment, they can get rid of the 14th. If they can get rid of the 14th Amendment, they can get rid of.
Who's getting rid of the 14th Amendment?
Of anything that they want to.
For the 14th Amendment was put in place because of the Civil War, because the southern states seceded from the Union over tariffs. So, and That section of the 14th Amendment was designed for the Confederate soldiers who betrayed the country. It was designed for people like Robert E. Lee.
At this point, because we've now shown that we are a third world banana republic with a bunch of stupid people who would rather have a person in charge that is incompetent rather than competent leadership.
Okay. An incompetent AKA who slept their way to the top is competent leadership. Does that sound like competent leadership to you guys? A little dementia patient sitting in office now is considered competent leadership.
No, he got his brain cell. You see, he's blocking bills now.
Oh, he got his brain cells back. That happens. That happens when you have dementia.
Yeah, he pardoned his son. Yeah, the fiend. Yeah, we don't know nothing about that fiend.
No, yeah, he did pardon the fiend. He also gave the warmonger and the financier the Congressional Medal of Freedom. So yeah, I guess he did get some of his brain cells back. Actually, you know what? I'm starting to think that's a sign that BGS was right. Yes, I said it. BGS was right. This may be the last administration that was neoliberal.
Yes, sir.
And all this stuff is aided and abetted by the judiciary. If the judiciary did not put their thumb on the scale, these cases would have went through, especially the documents case. That's an open and shut case.
Oh, so the Democrats didn't put their thumb on the scale with the Fannie Willis stuff and the Letitia James stuff, especially that judge in the Letitia James case. He didn't put his thumb on the scale. Okay, bro.
She should have been thrown off the case. But now we have to come up with new laws because you have to understand this is why you have to keep coming up with new laws because people are going to find a way around the current laws, which they did. So that's just where we're at right now. You know, it's
and notice he admits they need to create new laws to fuck over Trump. He just openly said that they want to create new laws to fuck over Trump. But we're the crazy ones, right? By the way, I got 20 watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show. Hit my super chat, support the show.
It's not. I mean, we have plenty of Supreme Court decisions that tell you what is and what ain't constitutional because it's clearly written.
What do you think the fear is?
The fear right now is that he's going to go in and do whatever he wants to, like he said that he was going to do whatever he wants to, and then
he hasn't been nominated. He hasn't gotten in yet, so we don't know.
I know the judiciary actually have this warning about people not respecting the laws and all this kind of stuff with their final review, but they made all this stuff possible. They made it possible, and they're going to be the ones who pay for it. At the end of the day, who's to stop, the president-elect from going after the Supreme Court and replacing it, or deciding that they need to go because they don't vote his way on something? They open the door for all this. So we're just in a very dangerous time until we get 5-4 liberal on the Supreme Court, so that way we can get rid of this stuff. And there's really no other way that we can.
Good luck, buddy.
Be able to do it outside of expanding the court. Now you got this dude in office. They can get rid of the filibuster and they can expand the court to whoever they want to. Don't tell me that he won't do it because he absolutely can.
Is it our fault the Democrats lost the Senate? I mean, is it all fault? By the way, from when I was hearing, Democrats were supposed to take the House. Is it our fault they lost the House too?
Well, I will say this. And by the way, I have to be the devil's advocate.
Okay.
One, as far as Trump goes, considering the things he says, understand he says anything, everything, and nothing all simultaneously. So
pretty much.
So let's be honest. We have to understand when he says something, is it for shine or is he actually going to do it? Secondly, and as a caveat to that, and also to addendum to that, his past actions are a good indication of future action. All right. Number two, a lot can happen between his inauguration and the midterm elections.
Yes.
So if he A lot of people are believing that, yeah, he's gonna fuck it up. If he fucks it up,
We'll
trust and
see.
believe. No, if he fucks things up in the next 2 years, trust and believe you will see a reaction in one way or another. There's going to be probably changes. You're going to be seeing certain states go blue from red, and vice versa. It depends on what happens in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And that's where the focus should be right
Renaissance
now.
man, Renaissance man, what do you think the fear is? Any sort of backlash? Is it consequences of going after Democrats? Is it going after maybe people in the deep state? What's considered to be the deep state? Maybe in the Pentagon? What do you think the fear is, Renaissance?
When you say the fear, you're talking about from the standpoint of
prosecuting Trump on 14th Amendment Section 3.
Oh no, I think the fear was mainly backlash. I think they feared sort of backlash from the supporters. Both some of the rank and file.
Oh, you mean half the country? Oops, did I say that out loud?
Sort of what you sort of think as your stereotypical Trump supporter, and maybe even some more established type of Republican types in various agencies, or not even agencies, but various positions. I think they feared that sort of backlash, because at the end of the day, Dems have of the two parties. Dems are the two that like to play the nice, more of the consensus building type of the two parties. So I think that's where what they were afraid of was that sort of whatever sort of backlash that they may perceive coming from his base and from even more mainstream Republicans.
Going 11.
Ditto hit it right in the head. Supporters backlash from those key Republicans. They were worried about that. Absolutely. That's pretty much bottom line right there.
Now, when you take all of this into consideration, if you're Kamala Harris, if you're the VP, you have to certify this. I mean, do you swallow your pride? Do you bite your tongue? What do you think is the?
Well, we actually found out today. She bit her tongue and certified Donald Trump. Go figure.
What do you think would be going through the VP's head as she has to certify this? Because we know with Mike Pence, he certified it last time and he paid a heavy consequence of no longer even being in politics anymore at this point. He ran for president again as a Republican, but he's no longer viable as a politician. What do you think is going through the mind of Kamala Harris? Or what do you think would be going through the mind?
Well, when I mentioned this earlier, when you run on having a national abortion ban, you're not going to be viable, not even on the Republican side. Who is this? Hello?
Your daily tasks. Get ready to watch those goals come to life. For more great health and life tips, be sure to scan the QR code.
This is Hank's Good News.
Okay. Yes, I want to kick you in the studio.
Remind of Kamala Harris as she tries to certify this.
Wow, I'm thinking she's going to have a hard time with knowing what she knows. She's going to have somewhat of a hard time certifying this, but she's not going to try to carry this more forward. So she will certify this election. She will certify it. It will be difficult for her to do, but she will certify this.
Baby, you mind if I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Y'all talk about she's gonna be a hard time certifying. Nigga, she owed $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's the least of her problems.
Yep. Speak now.
How you doing?
Sensor.
You turn your TV down. Who is it?
All flavor, zero.
Oh, this is sorry, I'm at the gas station. My bad. He's at the gas station. My bad.
To make the moments your
All right.
I know they have some back alley questions here about aspects of the count and so forth. So I know there are a lot of things that I'm sure she's very, very, very concerned about. But they, best thing you could say was, she conceded. So she conceded they conceded the loss to Trump, and they're going to move forward. And they're going to move forward with all that. I'm just going to leave it there. So she will certify this with a heavy heart.
Now, Trump said during his campaign that he would pardon all the January 6th insurrectionists. There's about 1,250 people that are sitting in prison and 1,250 who are out and about. So roughly about 3,000 people who have been implicated and charged in all of this. That being said, if he pardons all these people, MOT, what do you think the consequences of that is going to be on the American public?
I mean, it's kind of a thumb in your face to the actual law itself. I don't think there's going to be any real consequences for it, because that's just, the media completely rolled over for it. Nearly everybody and everyone everywhere has just tried to forget about what was actually happening or what did happen. So I don't think there's going to be any consequence.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did I forget about what happened on January 6th, or did I actually start off the stream talking about it? I ain't forgot about nothing.
You ain't forget about nothing, brother.
That's what I thought.
Because Trump is not running again, I think he's going to have limited control over the party once he's actually out of office. This time, J.D. Vance is not going to be able to hold a national office beyond the vice presidency. I don't think there's anybody who's waiting in the wings to make this go forward. So I guess everybody's just going to treat this as a lame duck session of the second term of Trump. And that's about all you can do with it, because you don't have the means.
So now Trump's second term's a lame duck section. Boy, that makes a lot of sense.
Of changing anything. Actually, angering him could make things a lot worse. So that's where we're at.
Renaissance man, same question to you, but you know, you're in the DC area. Do you have any sort of concerns about people being pardoned and walking around DC, you know, after January 20th?
No, I think people will get pardoned, but I think some of these people will get brought up on state charges. The other thing is too, you got DC proper as well. Or if they
possibility
here into Maryland or Virginia, you know, you get these people on local ordinances versus, you know, necessarily federal. So even if you do see pardons, you know, I think these people, if they have any sense of them, sort of guidance from general counsel, they will probably try to, you know, stay out of the area for the most part, because like I said, Trump can really only protect you from federal prosecution, but you know, state charges is a whole different animal. And frankly, at this point, I wouldn't really see the point of coming to DC, because it's kind of going to be, you know, at least for the first 2 years, kind of a, you know, Republican controlled place, you know, Republican controlled town. So really wouldn't see the need to come there and sort of make any sort of real grievances, at least with Democrats. If anything, you know, you may see them going and trying to you know, intimidate people in their localities where they're from, or even, you know, maybe trying to go to other liberal places. But once again, you know, you got to be smart enough to know that state charges can come, and are probably going to come from some of these people relatively quickly, who are more egregious in their offenses, because you know they just put out some information looking for the guy who put all the pipe bombs in DC. I think they put out a picture and at least looking for trying to arrest someone, because that's one of the largest seizures they've had with the FBI. So it'll be interesting what Trump does with those types of things as well, the investigations that are going on.
Wouldn't his DOJ be able to, you know, maybe circumscribe some of those concerns that you mentioned?
They'll go straight up. I mean, they can straight up drop the charges. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, people have seen what Trump has said and that he wants to politicize DOJ. I know, like, hey, when Mueller was doing his investigation last time, you know, a lot of Republicans were like, hey, you know, you can't fire Mueller, and, you know, this and that. But, you know, Trump's a lame duck. He's won again. He's not going to have the same people around him to put restraints on. So, I mean, I think you could very well see a full-blown weaponization within the department. And, you know, I'm sure some of these people like Susan Collins or, you know, will sit up here and act shocked and surprised, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's going to do that. When that's kind of what he said he's going to do the whole time. So.
I guess one of my other concerns is the people who sat on the January 6th hearing committee. You have Congresswoman Liz Cheney, Benny Thompson, quite a few people who are no longer there in office.
Gee, I wonder why. Why is it Liz Cheney no longer in office? Oh, right, she got beaten in the Republican primary. Oops.
My two highlights is
by 40 points.
Liz Cheney and Benny Thompson. Benny Thompson being head of Homeland Security Committee, and Liz Cheney was also an elected person 2 years ago. What do you think is going to be the impact of those people who are sitting in office and used to sit in office from a consequence standpoint? What do you think Trump wants to basically put Liz Cheney in front of a firing squad? He openly said this. What do you think is going to be the consequences of that?
Oh, I think that, you know, I think he's going to try to come after him. Just like I said, you're going to release these January 6th insurrectionists and think that maybe some of these people will not turn around and, you know, not only are they going to be more radicalized, but they're going to not do things themselves. They're going to certainly inspire others to do some stuff. Yeah, I think you're releasing, you know, like a
put Liz Cheney in front of a firing squad. Really? Is that why y'all trying to getting Biden to pardon her too?
Like a group of killer bees out there. Yeah, so you're going to have some problems. Are they going to?
Probably. Let's talk for a minute. If Liz Cheney hasn't done anything wrong on the January 6th committee, why are they asking for Joe Biden to pardon her? Does any of the ButtHurt Blue, any of y'all want to answer that? Didn't think so.
There's going to be consequences. I remember he was saying he was going to put Hillary Clinton in jail if he gets elected and everything else like that during the campaign. I'm going to lock you up and all that. He
Did that happen? Oh, wait, it didn't.
was talking all that craziness, and he didn't do anything like that. Will he go after Liz Cheney and them? I'm not too sure, but I think he definitely will be looking to go after people who really try to create more political problems for him while he's in office. So I think he will definitely do that. He certainly is going to weaponize, cash patel these people in the FBI and so forth. He is going to definitely weaponize, more of these deep staters, if you will, to come after some of his political opponents. I certainly do believe that. Those who are certainly going to be giving him, a lot of criticism during his presidency. There's no question in my mind, because we've already got, much of the apparatus for looking at people in the press and looking at people, in the media and so forth, who phones are being tracked and all this type of stuff. So we already know, that people are going to be getting heavily surveilled. So yeah, I definitely think there's going to be consequences, for say for Liz Cheney and so on and so forth. I'm not so sure about that, but certainly others who we're not even talking about are definitely going to be attracted, and there will be consequences. So I absolutely believe that there will be. Absolutely, I do believe there will.
Now, MOT, from a military standpoint, I would imagine that anyone who engaged in, the insurrection, that the military would have to take some form of course of action, like with VA benefits or, dishonorable discharges. Like, is there anything that can be done at the military level?
I mean, they can still bring you back up on charges if you're still on inactive reserve, or if you're collecting VA benefits, and yeah, you still.
Okay, why is this being brought up? Because if the military was going to do it, they would have done it by now. I'm just saying. Military don't play like that.
We're subject to the Uniform Code of Military Justice Act. Now, they normally don't go after people, but in these cases, they're going to have to do something. Because
why? I
think that he's
going
to allow his incompetent people to go after people and then claim that, well, that's what they wanted to do type thing.
Now, the reason why I bring this up, MOT, is because it says have previously taken an oath, and to my mind, the oath keepers were a quick reactionary force that worked on behalf of, not so much as worked on behalf, but they actually served in the military. I think I forget the
most of them did.
Yeah, but basically they served in the military, and I would imagine that either they were active duty or active reserve or whatever the term may be to describe who those people were. I would imagine that the military had to be looking at some of these folks and seeing that they have some kind of ties back to the U.S. military. I would think that the U.S. military would have some form of insight as to maybe they can do something from their end, because that's what the 14th Amendment Section 3.
So James, now they're trying to tell the military what to do with their own members. Can't make this shit up, man.
I think James in the back. Oh no, he said he'd be back. But at the same time, as somebody,
I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, but think about this. We cannot deny they bring up some very interesting truths. Very few, but there is some merit to some of the things they say. And what is the military going to do with this type of insult? But then again, people have talked about for years that you've had infiltrations of WS motherfuckers and the likes in the military. I mean, Black Klansmen, opened that shit up years ago.
Yeah.
So, and they're not just in the military, folks. I'm talking also in law enforcement or whatnot. There's a FBI memo that came out in 2006 that talked about this. So trust and believe if there were to happen another insurrection, what will be the consequences? I wonder.
Yeah, let's
sure that doesn't happen.
Claims that let me read it again for people who are listening to this.
Most of these people, they just quietly chapped it out the military. Like they didn't broadcast that very loud.
Right.
That's some people fighting.
Yeah, no person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state. So, having said that, I would imagine that all branches of government, including the military, should have some kind of insight as to what they want, what they could be doing consequence-wise for a lot of these folks. And Ashley Babbitt, one of the main antagonists at the Capitol, to try to jump through a window and got shot and killed. she served in the Air Force, but it doesn't seem like anybody is saying anything from the Air Force saying, hey, she was no friend of ours, because in the military you swear an oath too, right?
Yeah, but it's like the only thing they can say is the time and date of where you served. There is no claiming or disclaiming of people. Right. The only thing they do is just say, yeah, this was a prior service individual, and that's kind of it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really go any further.
Do you think that the military should do a better job at scrutinizing people that they're bringing?
Okay, I've had enough.
So, off on a different subject right quick. Shou Chu, the CEO of ByteDance, went to see Donald Trump to try to save TikTok.
And
good luck with that, buddy. Good luck.
Not dealing with the simp today. I'm looking for salty libs. Where's my salty libs? Here's salty libs.
Now that Donald Trump is elected, I'm glad that you Republicans are.
Are you ready to welcome Kamala Harris as a president of us in 2025? Kamala Harris could become president in 2025 through the constitutional process of presidential succession. If the sitting president steps down, becomes unable to serve, or transfer.
Yes, they're that delusional. But that's enough for today. Any final thoughts?
Just that you ain't shit, never have been shit, or will be shit, and God bless you for it, AB.
Hey, never claimed to be shit.
And don't forget to wear that petty man cologne next time you want to get extra petty, petty, petty.
All right, I'd like to thank everybody that came through. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Please.
Yo, this is AB Media 83. Want to support the channel? Hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified next time I upload a live stream or video. And always remember, keep it grinding, keep it pushing, keep it moving. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace.